started going to the ball games when I was probably junior in high school. Grand Forks just got the baseball team, and we started going to the games, my girlfriends and I, and really went a lot. In the summer it was baseball, in the winter it was ice skating out at the Winter Sports Building. And after the season was over with and we were back in high school, back to school, one of my friends was babysitting, and there were like 2 or 3 of us who were with her babysitting, and we decided to pick a ball player on the team just for the fun of it, if they were in a small town, and just write a letter to them. And so that's what we all did. We all wrote, I think there were 3 of us, and wrote a letter, looked up Fairport Harbor, and it looked like it was a little bitty town, and thought we could just put the name, and that's what we did. I did for Don. Fairport Harbor, Ohio, Don Olix. And he answered, and we just kept writing back and forth. He was a Grand Forks center fielder. I didn't know him at all. Just liked to go to the games and kept scrapbook and everything at the baseball team. I still have it too, Lindsay. And so they kept corresponding. Well, then Don was sent to Texas, I think it was, the next year. And he wasn't coming back to Grand Forks, but he broke a leg. And he wrote back to the manager of Grand Forks, and he came back. And so that's how I really met him. He came back and met him and started going with him, and I think for like 2 years. The next year he came back, played baseball, and then would come back home. Before he was going home after the season ended, he said that we were looking at I think it was a Sears catalog, and he looked at the rings, and he said, I'll have to be getting one of those for you. And another time we're there, and he comes and he gave me a little box, a candy bar, like a Heath candy bar. Opened it up, and here was the little box with the ring in it. Then I became engaged. He went back home, and then went into the service because of Pearl Harbor. He was overseas for like 2.5 years before he came back, and by then I worked at I got a job at the telephone office, telephone operator, and transferred out to Los Angeles. That was a big move for me to go from Grand Forks. It was real cold, and we went on the train out to Los Angeles. My first time away from home like that, big time. And then when Don came back, I came back on the train again to Cleveland. And when I think about it now, the way things are now, it's just so different. Everything is so fast. And his dad drove him to Cleveland, to the airport, to the terminal tower. Train came in underneath the terminal tower in Cleveland, and he came with his dad to meet me. I hadn't seen him for like 3.5 years, and I remember we went to a drugstore and had a Coke or something. I don't know where his dad was, and then came back to Fairport, and he had so many days here, and that's when we got married at the Congregational Church in Paynesville.